Hey guys, so another one. I wasn't expecting to do another World of Warcraft Would You Rather type thing, but I saw this. I just did one about, a 20-hour flight. Who are you sitting next to? But this one, it really makes you really go back and evaluate and really admire some of these places that we've had the chance to go through that Blizzard has created. So it's a simple question. Which WoW zone are you visiting to relax? Simple question. So we've got Elwyn Forest, Grizzly Hills, Nagrand, Valley of the Four Winds, Azure Mist Isle, and Howling Fjord. So right off the bat, I'm taking out Azure Mist Isle. It looks beautiful, but I can't see myself relaxing there. Most of it's just kind of due to that night sky, but you can have a night sky pretty much anywhere else. Especially, sitting in the treetops because these are big, strong trees. You could easily sit on the treetops and just look out at the night sky. But Elwyn Forest, starting area for humans. It's been overtaken by kobolds and you got the Defias Brotherhood lurking about and taking over things. Murlocs slowly encroaching around the watery areas. Um, so it's become very dangerous. Um, of course, it's Elwyn Forest, so it's not really a diverse location. You have the farm there and um, Tower of Azora and stuff like that. But when it comes to scenery, it's exactly what it says. It's Elwyn Forest. So if you're looking for a diverse range of land, you're not going to get that there. Is it beautiful? Absolutely. It's beautiful to look at. Um, no matter where you are, you're not that far from Stormwind. So if you wanted to go take a walk to Stormwind one day, you're more than able to do that. And but Elwyn Forest, it's so basic, and because of the recent things with, you know, danger, encroaching, I'd have to say not really my thing. If I want to relax, I want to relax. I don't want to worry about being killed by kobolds, afraid of me touching their candle or taking their candle, or murlocs or the Defies Brotherhood trying to, take me into their ranks, but me saying no and then me being murdered on the spot. No, don't want it. Don't feel like it's to relax. Grizzly Hills. Now, take away the music because that's what people remember about Grizzly Hills. It's a beautiful zone, but the music is what really immerses you in that experience. The ambiance of it's just so good. The music, it's just so good. Um, but assuming this is going to be a real world type thing where you're in this world now, you're not going to be hearing that music. So that takes out like I don't know a good 75% of what makes this this zone so beautiful and memorable. As for being able to chill there and relax, it's got diversity in landscape. It's got snow-capped mountains, although they are kind of inhabited. Um, but I'm sure you can find some place around the mountain where you can kind of set up camp if you're looking for a nice cold, uh, relaxing situation. Um, Plenty of tall trees. I mean, look at these trees. They're tall. They're strong. You could probably build your own little treetop fort and kind of chill up there. You've got the fallen world tree. Of course, don't go near that. There's a bunch of furbolgs there that have been driven cray cray by the frickin' by Yogg Saron. So that's not to go there unless you want to be ripped limb from limb. But I mean, you have beautiful rivers flowing through, so plenty of fresh water. So easy access to water. Tall trees that you could possibly build a suitable, little living situation in, depending on how long you're going to stay there. Um, because it's Northrend, it's probably already not chilly, but I don't think most places anywhere in Northrend are going to have like hot, humid climates, except for Sholazar Basin because it's like a rainforest type thing. But Grizzly Hills, Howling Fjord, places like that, it's going to be very, it's not, it's going to feel like a nice winter day. So obviously pack accordingly. The fresh water flowing through, not exactly the best to be swimming around in, but perfect for chug 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 chug. Um, so I think even without the music, like I said, which is like 75% of what makes this zone so amazing, I think that while there are enemies, you're dealing more with like wildlife. You go around, there's a lot of places where you see deer, rabbits, you might see an occasional wolf off in the distance, but there's plenty of places in the area where you can, you know, kind of set up camp. But it's a strong contender. Nagrand, the broken, shattered world of Draenor. Um, Still able to hold its beauty after being shattered, even though pieces of it are floating in the sky now, which be a perfectly cool place if you want to relax. You don't want to deal with everything down below. You go up to one of those floating islands. There you go. You just lay there. Um, it's got fresh water, and like pretty much wherever you go, there's some kind of fresh water access for you. Um, Probably even more pure, given the fact that you have water elementals swimming around in there, so that's almost like purifying the water, I'm guessing. So you don't have to worry about tainted water or anything like that. Um, but it is pretty dangerous. Pretty dangerous. The wildlife I don't think would probably cause too much problem, but considering there is a Legion outpost not too far at the end of the zone, you don't know when the Legion's going to start making its way, so it's very dangerous. Um, and just because you're up there on that little floating island doesn't mean anything. The Legion will get up there, but it's perfectly great from everything down below, humanoids and animals, unless they can fly. Um, Being able to chill at the throne of the elements, that would be really, really cool. Just being at peace there, and even if you're not actually communing with the elements, being able to just sit there and know that the elements are there, seems really, really cool. Um, but given the danger of it, it's a beautiful zone. It's a beautiful zone, but there's so much danger there, and you can't really relax if you're constantly surrounded by danger. So probably not up there. So we've got no, yes, no, and of course we have to choose one definitive one at the end. Valley of the Four Winds. What can I say about this place? It's beautiful. We got plenty of farmland, so you never really go hungry if you're taking a day. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna go to the Valley of the Four Winds and just chill. I'm not gonna chill in one specific place. I might go to the Storm Stout Brewery, or go to one of the vast farms that are there and pick up some local vegetation and vegetables and stuff like that. Go talk and hang out with some of the local Pandaren. Who knows? Maybe get a day job, which it's like, well, a day job is supposed to be relaxing. Well, if you're helping these Pandaren and you're helping with the fields and everything, and you're having a fun time doing it because you're striking conversation and meeting new people, I mean, you could say you're relaxing. So, I mean, Valley of the Four Winds is absolutely beautiful. Um, Probably one of the best looking areas in Mists of Pandaria. Um, you know that there's fresh water there. They've got all this set up, and so they need to water them somehow. Of course, Valley of the Four Winds also gets a lot of rain. If you're in the game and you're traveling through, you'll find that it's raining a lot, which is good. If you're a person like me, you love rain. Sitting in one of these little central hubs people walking about selling their goods and just sitting in one of these houses and just listening to the rain. Beautiful. Um, I mean, when it comes to threats, I mean, most of them are probably easily avoided. Just you have the at the very far end, right near the wall, you have like the mantids and stuff like that going on. But just as long as you know where to not go to, you should be fine. But the rain, the visual of it, being able to just kind of walk around and admire just like these turnips that are just bigger than humans are, just to see, and ask, how do you get them to grow that big? Talking with the natives around that area, and you know, I mean, chilling doesn't have to be like just sitting in one place for a long amount of time. Chilling is just, and relaxing, you know, just doing something that isn't stressful, you know. So being able to talk to the locals there, and learn from them, or go to the legendary Storm Stout Brewery, assuming it's been cleared out and operational again. Uh, I mean, good food, good brew, good company. Why wouldn't you want that? That's like an idea for me, an ideal setting, given the fact that it also rains a lot. I mean, again, just imagine yourself. You just help them finish, with the fields for the day. You're in there, it starts raining. Good food, good company, a long, good, hard day's work, which should have been feeling hard. Um, but it was very easy because you had help. And now you're getting to relax with good people while it's raining, enjoying the fruits of your labor, and, getting to listen to the rain on the straw and whatever on the roof. So I think of the five here, because Azura Isle, no. But I think we might be going for here. But we still got one more. So Azura Island, no. Howling Fjord. Um, one of the starting areas for uh Northrend. You can either um start there, which I usually do. Um, it just seems to be, uh, for me, the better of the two. But it's got obviously got a lot of problems. Um, there's a lot of scourge around. Um, Beautiful to look at, once again, because it's vast. It's covered in, some of it thick forests. You're right here. You're right near the ocean. So you get that really nice, beautiful view out the horizon, especially when the sun comes up. You have this almost aurora borealis at this time of, but this is just a starting area for, where you first come into the zone. You have the Great Lift that'll, connects the bottom to the top to the where could be headed next. Um, you have a snowy mountain over there, a lot of frost elementals. Um, what are they called? The chicks, the god. You know what I'm talking about. The really cute ones who are like deer. Hang on, I forget their name. The frost nymphs. You do a couple quests for them. I was trying to think of the actual name of what they are actually classified as, but they're frost nymphs. Um, yeah, up there, Camp Winterhoof, chill with a Tauren up there, and again, there's elementals, but they don't seem to be causing that much of a problem, especially if you decide to relax some of these areas that are inhabited by people. Up in Winterhoof, if you want a nice cool area, it's not a big camp, and there's not really a whole lot there, but you've got people there, and you can chat with them, and you you're kind of safe. You got plenty of you know shamanistic Tauren there who will kind of help protect against the elements, like incoming elements, like physical elements, not like, oh, it's raining here. Let me put up no, not that. An actual protecting against the actual elements, the embodiment of the elements. Um, but there's a lot of scourge, a lot of scourge. Um, and they will sniff you out. You are just less than a mile away from them. They will sniff you out, and they will turn you into one of them. So areas that are isolated, like I said, Winterhoof is a really nice place. Um, but trying to think like there's really not much to do. Like I said, like it's like I said with Valley of the Four Winds, there's stuff to do there. You know, relaxing isn't a matter of just going to find a place and just doing nothing. You know, you could work but still relax because you might be working, but you may not even notice it really because you're having a good time doing it. You know, helping them out and getting to talk to people and enjoying their company. And so, but Howling Fjord has been like so broken that the only places you really come across are, you come to two places that are Forsaken controlled and Camp Winterhoof. So you're not gonna encounter any cities or towns or um, things like this. So Howling Fjord, it's great to look at, but no, I can't see myself relaxing there. Which would mean of the five here, technically there's six, but we're not counting Azurma style. I would have to go with Valley of the Four Winds. Um, like I said, fresh water all over the place. Uh, you have plenty of places that you can go. Again, going just to one of the farms there and helping them out would, even though it's supposed to be relaxed, you can relax at work. Work smart, not hard, and then just enjoy the end of the day, relaxing with them and enjoying the rain as it comes down with, like I said, good brew, good people, and um, I mean that's assuming vermin don't attack, but as long as Lily's there, she'll take care of it because she killed like 1,000,000 or 1,000 back on the Wandering Isle. Little lying sack of crap, you didn't kill that many. Your uncle might have killed that many, but not you. Um, so I would say Valley of the Four Winds, just because while its terrain isn't very diverse, it's the most beautiful, it's the most calming, it's the most relaxed because you want to relax. So what more than just a quiet farm where you have the Pandaren going about their business, a brewery, the legendary Storm Stout Brewery. Come on, come on. There's so many sights to see here, and if you're looking for a day to relax, then I'd say that's definitely the place to do it. Um, Here's this comment. Depends. Is the theme playing in the background? If so, Grizzly Hills is the vibe. Well, assuming since you're in the world now, we're not going to be hearing the music around us. It's just going to be the ambiance of nature, the birds, the crickets, the you know the blowing of the wind. That's what we're going to hear. It's going to be like real life. You're not going to hear music around you unless you're putting it in yourself. So in the grand floating islands are peak design. Yeah, that's a good choice as well. Grizzly Hills, they said, because it's pretty much the closest to what they have, what they live to in real life. Azurmis is the fact of not being able to fly strangely gives it a special charm. But you also have to think of it not just from gameplay, but real life perspective. This is a place that you're supposed to be going into and relaxing, assumably in real life. So, going in with that knowledge, taking out the music, taking out the flying and whatever, if you were to be removed from wherever you're at right now and plopped into one of these zones, which one would you choose? So it's not just a design choice, but it's multiple things. And I think Valley of the Four Winds just has, while people, again, like they said, the music is 75% of the nostalgia for the place. Take the music out and you have beautiful landscape, but you know same thing with Negrand, but that's why I chose Valley of the Four Winds. It's just overall for me the best choice, because again, I love the rain. Whenever I go to the Valley of the Four Winds in game, it's raining. I love it. And that probably one way how they get things to grow so big, special soil and enough rain helps it to grow big and strong. Um, but I think if I had to choose any place of my own that's not on here, and even though it's probably dangerous because of all of the hostile enemies walking around, I would choose Crystal Song Forest. Yeah, still one of the most gorgeous places in game. And just, I mean, put yourself in that position. Remember how you felt the first time you saw Crystal Song Forest in game? Imagine walking into a forest and that's what it was, like a real forest. And the trees were not trees, but these massive, beautiful crystals that were in the shape, kind of like trees. And they had like this beautiful coloration of like from, white to like this very nice purple. And they were all lit up because of the crystals. And, you know, you have this blue magic, this arcane magic going around, this purple arcane. Um, So imagine how you first felt in the game when you first saw it. Now put yourself in that zone for real. It's nothing. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. All these zones you can base on real places. Crystal Song Forest, there's nothing like that in real life because the trees aren't really trees. It's crystal. You can see the trees that are higher up. They're broken. They're shattered. So I would say Crystal Song Forest. There's fresh water going through it. There's plenty of ruins that while yes, there might be enemies there, um, I think you can still navigate safely. Fresh water, obviously, it's a big deal. If you're gonna be spending a day there, you're gonna need fresh water. So they've got these beautiful freshwater streams, rivers. Um, if you need some protection, there's a little um, God, blood elf kind of like watch right there. You have Dalaran right above you. I mean, that's so Crystal Song Forest would be for me the place to go because there's nothing like that in real life. You can go anywhere and find lush forests and stuff like that. Even with Nagrand, take away the floating islands, you know, you can find areas that kind of look like this. You can find areas that look like Valley of the Four Winds without, I mean, not the vegetables that are freaking huge, but these nice little tilling communities and these large patches of farmland where they each have these huge amounts of tilled land with crops, specific things. Um, but same thing with Azurbis. Take away the giant crystals and the Draenei stuff. It looks like other places you could find in real life. A Crystal Song about Forest, nothing you've ever seen in real life. Um, so coming from someone the first time I walked, not only walked through it, but when I first arrived to Crystal Song Forest, the way it looked, I was freaking blown away just because it, I mean, compared to the graphic standards now, it's not much, but it's still my favorite place in the game. It's still my favorite place in the game because of how beautiful it is. So just with that mindset of going through in game and how you felt that first time, Imagine seeing a real forest that looked like that. So, for me on the list, it would be Valley of the Four Winds. But in the grand scheme of it, Crystal Song Forest, hands down. It's in Northrend. It's nice and cool, so you don't have to really worry about sweating too much. It's got beautiful, clear streams nearby, and just the visual of these beautiful crystalline trees. Some of them shattered and floating there with all this arcane energy flowing. Come on. But anyway, where would you choose? Let me know. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.